Okay guys, so welcome to lesson 10.4, use time intervals. This is not too different from the last lesson that we did, so if that went okay for you, then this one and the next lessons actually should be quite fine as well. We're going to focus more on using the number line this time. And remember, what's important to remember for a number line is that you need to practice your ability to count by 5s, by 10s, by 15s, by 20s, even by 30s, if that's what you're comfortable for, okay? Because that's what makes a number line kind of useful. A number line isn't useful if you're going to count by ones the whole way there, right? Okay, so let's work on unlocking the problem here. So Al begins working on his oceans project at 1:30 p.m. He spends 42 minutes painting a model of Earth and labeling the oceans. At what time does Al finish working on his project? So at what time does Al finish working on his project? So what time is given? We've got a 1:30 p.m. start. And we know that he works for 42 minutes of work. And then what time do I need to find? What time he finishes, right? What time he finishes. And that's why I underline the question there. So we're going to use a number line to figure that out. We're going to find the time on the number line when Al started working on the project and then count forward on the number line. Remember, forward is when you go to the right to add the elapsed time. Make sure you draw and label the jumps to show the minutes. So 42 minutes is the amount of time that we need to break apart, right? Which we can do that into shorter amounts of time, but depending on what we're comfortable counting by. So we've got a number line here and it starts with 1:30. But so why does it start at 1:30? Well, the number line starts here because that's the time he starts working. It doesn't make sense to include any of the time before that, right? This is the time that matters, okay? And then we're going to make jumps to a total of 42 minutes to figure out how far he's gone, okay? So for me, I can break 42 minutes down into... Wow, I know there's 30 minutes in there. 30 minutes, that's a good jump first, right? So I can jump 30 minutes. And that's going to take me to 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Okay, so that's a nice even number for me to jump to. So to get to there I've got 30 minutes. Now if I jump another 10 minutes, now I'm at 40 minutes. And now that brings me to 2:10 p.m. And then now I only have to jump another 2 minutes to get to 42 minutes total, which should bring me to 2:12 p.m. So the jumps end at 2:12 p.m. So Al finishes working on his project at 2:12 p.m. So explain how you decided what size jumps to make on the number line. Well, like I said, for me, it was easiest to jump all the way to 2 o'clock first, from 1:30 to 2 o'clock, so that I could get to a nice even number, on the hour to start jumping. And that was 30 minutes, so that was pretty easy for me as well. And then I jumped 10 minutes because I'm pretty good jumping by 10s. And then I knew that I only had 2 minutes left, so that was the only jump that I had to do at the end. So another way is to use the clock, like we did in the last lesson, to find the ending time. So you find the start time on the clock, and the start time on the clock was at 1:30, right? And that's why they've got a 0 here. So we're looking at the time that passes from 1:30, okay? And they have actually done a favor for us by shading through this. So on a clock like this, we're going to jump by 5 minutes because that's what each of the big numbers represent, right? So we've got 5 minutes that pass, and now we're up to 10 minutes, 15, 20, 25, 30. Remember, I'm going all the way up to 42, 35, 40. Okay, so at 40, I'm right here, and then 41 minutes, 42 minutes. Oh, I wrote 43, 42. Okay, so at the 40 here, this is the 2 would have been 40 minutes, and then 1 minute, all the way up to 42. Okay, so now I look at the ending time, and if it's right here, the ending time would be, so I'd count on by fives and ones for the elapsed time of 42 minutes and write the missing counting numbers next to the clock. Okay, so for this, the ending time is then for 2:12 p.m. Okay. Why does each number on the clock get counted as 5 minutes? So why do I do 5 minutes every time? Well, there are 5 minutes between each number of the clock as well, right? Okay, and remember, every time I jump, the minute hand would be moving with me. So the long hand would go here for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And at that time, that would be at 2 o'clock, right? And then I'd go 2:05, 2:10, 2:11, 2:12. Okay? All right, so now we're going to do the reverse. We're going to work backwards and find the starting times. So Whitney went swimming in the ocean for 25 minutes. She finished swimming at 11:15 a.m. At what time did Whitney start swimming? So the time I'm being given here is 11:15 a.m., but that's the time that she finished, right? So she swam for 25 minutes, which means the time that I find is going to be earlier than 11:15. So we're going to jump backwards. So I'm going to use a number line to find the starting time. And in this case, my starting time, the time that I know is 11:15, right? That's her finish time. So that's why it's at this end of the number line. I'm going to count back on the number line to subtract the elapsed time and draw and label the jumps to show the minutes. Okay, and then write the time below the number line as I jump. So 11:15, again, I like jumping back to when it's an even hour. So I want to jump back to 11 o'clock, which means 15 minutes minus 15 minutes. Because remember, I'm going backwards. And then I know I need to get to 25 minutes total. So I can jump by another 5 if I wanted. And then that would take me to 10:55. And then I'm at 20 minutes so far. I need to get to 25. So I can do another jump of 5 minutes minus 5 minutes. And that will take me to 10:50. Okay. Now, of course, here, if I wanted to, I know that 15 to get from 15 to 25 is 10 minutes. I could have just done one whole jump of 10 minutes here instead of doing it 5 by 5. But today I was just a little bit more comfortable counting back by 5s. Okay. So you jumped back all the way to 10:50 a.m. So Whitney started swimming at 10:50 a.m., swam for 25 minutes, and that got her all the way to 11:15 a.m. And this problem is different from the previous problem, is that we need to find a time before the given time rather than a time after, okay? But the idea still works the same, using the amount of time that has passed the elapsed time to jump forward or back on the number line. So again, another way is to use a clock to find the starting time. So we'll find the ending time on the clock. So we know that she's ending at 11:15. So this is where we are, 11:15. So if I know she needs to go back by 25 minutes, I'll move my arm back 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes, and then 15 minutes. And that's going to take us to 11 o'clock. And now we're going to go before 11 o'clock. So we'll jump back 20 minutes to 10:55, and then another 5 minutes for 25 minutes. And that would take us to 10:50 a.m. So the starting time is 10:50 a.m. All right. So we'll do a couple problems together here. So I'm going to use the number line to find the starting time if the elapsed time is 35 minutes. Okay, so I know that the finishing time of something is 5:10 p.m. and I've got to go count backwards by 35 minutes. So again, I want to get back to a nice even time, so 5 p.m., so 5 o'clock, which means that I've jumped backwards 10 minutes and I need to get to 35 minutes. So now I still have 25 minutes left. I can jump back by 15 minutes this time. So from 5, that's a quarter of an hour, that's 15 minutes. So I know I can go to 4:45. Now I've gone 25 minutes. I still need to go another 10 minutes to get to 35 minutes. So 4:45 less 10 minutes is 4:35. Okay, so now I know that the starting time is 4:35 p.m. So explain how to find the starting time when you know the end time and the elapsed time. Well, I label the ending time on the number line, which is what they did here. Then I count backwards to subtract the minutes that add up to the elapsed time. So 10 plus 15 is 25, plus 10 is 35, which is my elapsed time. Okay, let's do another one together here. So it says find the ending time, okay? So this is where we need to pay really, really close attention to the instructions. Ending time, that means I'll be jumping forward. I know what my starting time is. So my starting time is 1:40 p.m. Okay, and now I gotta go find my ending time here. But I need to go by 30 minutes. So again, I'm gonna do it so that I can get to a nice even time. So I wanna jump to 2 o'clock. So from 1:40 to 2 o'clock, that's plus 20 minutes. And I need to get up to 33. So let's do another jump of 10. Now I'm up to 30 minutes and that's 2:10. And now I need to only do 3 more minutes. So 2:10 plus 3 minutes is 2:13. Okay, so my time is 2:13 p.m. Right? So we'll do one more using the clock together. So my starting time is 9:55. Okay, see how it's almost at the 10? It's not actually at the 10 yet. So 9:55 and I need to go 27 minutes. So I need to go 9:55 and then I want to get to 10 o'clock. So that's 5 minutes. So I've jumped 5 minutes already. So 10 o'clock, now I've got 10:05, 10:10, 10, sorry, what did I do here? So 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I need to go to 27 so I can get another 5 in here. And then I need to do 1, 2, so 26, 27 minutes, and that will take me, so I started at 9:55, this brought me to 10 o'clock, 10:05, 10:10, 10:15, 10:20, 1, 2. So my ending time is going to be 10:22 a.m. Okay, so those are 2 examples, but remember, you need to follow the instructions. So this one says find the starting time. So that means you're going to be jumping backwards for these 2. This one is the ending time. So you're going to jump forwards. You've got your hot algebra problem as well as some problem solving to do here. Remember, you need to make sure you're paying close attention to the keywords like start and finish. All right. Okay, so let me know if you guys have any questions, but have fun.